Hey, how's it going, guys? And welcome back to the North Investor, where we all about personal finance on our path to financial freedom. In today's video, you'll discover the 6th episode of 1 year to beat the stock market performance, and I will share with you my portfolio update for the month of January 2023 and the beginning of February 2023.
Yeah, baby! Yeah.
So you will discover if I've been able to beat the stock market performance over the last 5 months. But first, let's recap what were my initial objectives when I first started this challenge. My first objective obviously is to be able to aim for as much growth as possible to be able to beat the market performance over 1 year. So I will obviously focus more on growth stocks since I've already have a lot of dividend stocks in my portfolio. But right now, 2 picks on my watch list are actually Prologis, the real estate company, and also Johnson & Johnson, the healthcare company. But the big pros obviously of all the different defensive stocks that I have within my portfolio at the moment is that they usually have a better drawdown compared to the high growth stocks, especially right now with the interest rates that keep increasing and with the inflation that is still super high. But at the moment, unfortunately, I don't really have a lot of liquidity to invest in the market. So my second and third objective are actually to add some different companies in sectors which I don't really have a lot of companies at the moment, where, as I told you, I will probably add Johnson & Johnson in my picks pretty soon. Finally, I want also to limit the maximum allocation in one stock of between 5 to 10%. And obviously, the main objective of this challenge is to be able to beat the stock market performance represented by the S&P 500 on a 1 year period. First thing first, as you can see, I currently sit on about $10,000 to $20,000 in cash, but there will be a certain part of this cash that will be used to buy my first real estate properties pretty soon. After, if we go by sector, we can see by the technology sector that it hasn't performed super well over the last 5 months, but still compared to the beginning of January 2023, we can see that I have been able to regain some momentum in different companies. Unfortunately, for my 2 electric vehicle companies, which are Tesla and NIO, you can see that I haven't been able to perform pretty well with those over the last 5 months, where they've been down of more than 30% each. But over the last month, despite being down of about 20%, you can see that my newest addition in the technology sector, Rumble, has been able to perform quite well. After going into the energy sector, you can see that both my oil companies have been able to perform quite fairly, but unfortunately my renewable energy company, which is Algonquin, has still been down of close to 50% over the last 5 months. The only positive news with that is that this company is giving me some great dividends that are however not included in the total return of my portfolio. However, for the financial sector, you can see that I've been able to achieve some pretty great returns, notably with all the big Canadian banks that I own plus Manulife, which is an insurance company. I've been up of close to 10% on each stock, except my Nova Scotia Bank that has still been able to have some positive momentum over the month of January 2023. However, my 2 communication companies haven't been able to perform quite well over that same period. But the good news is that my consummation company, which is Couche-Tard, has been on its side performing quite fairly with a return of close to 3%. And for my material company, which is Savaria, it has been a pretty good grower over the last couple of months, where it has gained over 9% of return. Once again, my real estate company has been beating some record over the last 5 months, where it's up of close to 20%. Plus, keep in mind that this company is giving me some great monthly dividend of close to 5% every single month. And finally, for my last small position, which is VNP, it has gained close to 100% over the last 5 months. But I don't have that much cash, only about $168 in this position. So it doesn't have a huge impact on my overall portfolio performance. Now let's check out what has been my stock portfolio performance for the last 5 months. And it has been about less 0.65% of return, which represents some losses of about $500 on my $80,000 portfolio. It isn't really good, but let's compare it with the stock market performance over the same period. As you can see, the market currently worth about 4,119 points. And when I first started this challenge, the 31 of August 2022, it was about 3,955 points, which means that over the last 5 months, the market has been returning about 5% of return. So as you can see, over the last 5 months, my portfolio hasn't been able to perform as well as the overall market. But let's take a look now at my sectoral distribution in my portfolio. As you can see, I still have 2 main tilts in my portfolio, which are the financial and the technology sector. Obviously, most of my American companies in my portfolio are in the technology sector, so I have companies such as Apple, Microsoft, Meta, and Tesla in it. And the financial sector has been performing quite well over the last couple of months, which is why it is currently one of my biggest sector in my portfolio. After, you can see that both the communication and the materials sector comes at the third and the fourth place. And after, I have a little bit in my consummation sector, which is with my company Couche-Tard. I still don't have any kind of healthcare companies in my portfolio at the moment. And it's pretty much the same for the services and the others sectors. And unfortunately, throughout the month of January 2023, I haven't had the time to make a lot of transactions. But since that I've started to earn a little bit more money throughout the last month, I've been able to save up a little bit more as well. Which means obviously that throughout February 2023, I should make a lot more transactions. But on your side, if you want to see what are the best stocks that you can buy in February 2023, well, check out the video that's gonna be right over here, and I will see you soon. Peace!